No.
Okay.
Adorable. I love it.
Nice job,
You're so
Anthony.
talented.
Yes.
Okay, so today we have the most exciting topic of insurance.
As usual, we had an exciting topic before we hit.
Yeah. We had a really good, exciting topic, but I'm just not going to do that here right now. So we're just going to do insurance because, it's far more exciting than anything else we can discuss.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just make a disclaimer here. You need to have insurance. End of discussion. You're a business, it's professional. But the thing is, you can't compare insurance from one state to another. So if you go on Facebook and you ask, hey, I'm in this state, I'm paying for insurance, is this too much money? Is this not enough money? Is this average? People can't answer that question. All right. Because the same exact insurance that's in the state of Florida is in the state of New York. It's going to be two totally different prices. Okay. And that's just the way it is. Okay. If you're a business in New York and you want cheaper insurance from Florida, you're out of luck. Move to Florida because it's not going to apply in your state. Okay. So you can't compare insurance from state to state because you're comparing apples to oranges. You need to compare apples to apples. Right? So there's different types of insurance. And the one thing that I will sit here and I will tell you is as a former mobile groomer, okay, your insurance, all right, your vehicle and your business insurance, they have to be linked. They have to be. If those two policies are not linked, then you only have business insurance when you're parked in your driveway because it goes based on the address from where the insurance policy is. So policies have to be linked, and cheaper is not always better. Okay. Part of the problem with cheaper insurance is that it actually may not be solvent. And I had a friend of mine, Helen Schaefer, who got cheaper car insurance. And then when she needed the car insurance, it was either her insurance or the person who hit her. Okay. Company went bankrupt. Oh, yeah. It wasn't solvent.
So can they do that just when they get a big claim? They're like, oh, we're not going to be able to pay this. Let's go bankrupt real quick.
No, I don't think they can do that, but there is a website, right? And you can determine the health of your insurance company. For the most part, the big names, they're going to be solvent, okay? But the website is...
Oh, hey, Aaron.
What?
I said, hey, Aaron. Continue. Sorry, just
the chat up. Hey, Aaron. So there's a website, and it is eapps.naic.org/CIS/. Okay? And you can put your company's name. One more time. eapps.naic.org/CIS. Now, this was an active link a couple of years ago when I did the Yes, You Need Insurance workshop. Is it still coming up?
No. EAPPS.
Yes.
.AIC?
No, NAIC.org/CIS. CIS.
Consumer Insurance Search.
Yes.
All right, I'll post the link.
Okay. Oh, so the link is active.
The link has changed. So I'll put that in Pro Groomer Network or Pet Groomer Town Hall. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So again, cheaper is not better. And then you need to know what your insurance covers. So I recommend that you have a conversation not with your insurance agent, not the person who sold you the policy, but you're the insurance specialist at the insurance company. So that's Travelers or Hartford or Nationwide or whatever. Right?
I learned the hard way on that one. On
Yeah,
not
yeah.
talking because he thought that it would be covered and it was a freak accident and it was a dog that jumped and somehow got cut on her leg, which ended up in ACL surgery. Cruciate. It was cruciate. And something like that. So it was $4,500 and I had less than $1,000 coverage. And even my insurance agent thought that it would have been covered. Yeah. That was in my first year of being in business. I learned a lot throughout the years.
Yeah.
And he fought for that $1,000, but yeah, he didn't even think it, or he thought it was covered. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah. So that's the agent is not the person you want to have a conversation with. You want to know what your policy covers at the insurance company's end, because that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you're not covered there, even though your agent thought you were, okay, you are not. Nope. And to be really clear, what the job of the insurance adjuster is to figure out a way to deny your claim. Okay. So there's different types of insurance you can have. All right. I have a friend who was in Florida, thought she had flood insurance, who did not have flood insurance. And when the hurricane hit and demolished her store, she had no insurance, even though the agent told her she had flood insurance.
Look, those policies are long and thick and boring.
They're boring.
But read them.
Okay, here's the thing, right? So I'll get the policy in the mail, and I will probably get to like page 5 of it, and then my eyes totally glaze over, and my brain cells are just off somewhere else, but I can reread the same paragraph 14 times and still not get what it said, all right? So a conversation with the insurance specialist, all right, to find out what you are covered and more importantly, what you are not covered for, okay? Really important that we work with animals, right? So the question I would ask as a mobile groomer was, do I have business insurance if I am parked in somebody else's driveway? Do I have business insurance if I have an accident on the highway? The answer to that question needs to be yes, all right? But if the policies are not linked, then the answer to that question is no. So if you have two different policies, if you have a business policy with one company and the vehicle insurance with another company, I can almost guarantee you that those policies are not linked. Okay. And there's different types of insurance you can have. All right. There's the business owner insurance, all right? And that should cover anything that could possibly go wrong in your business. Most importantly, the animal coverage on it, all right? There are some policies where the animal coverage, they tell you you have animal coverage, but what they don't tell you is that you only have coverage if the pet dies, and that is it. So know what the exclusions are, all right? What does my animal policy cover me for? And if the answer to that is only death, you need to fix that. Okay.
As somebody that does rabbits, I had a long discussion. I had to actually change insurance carriers because not everyone will insure rabbits because they are a delicate species. So you need to know if rabbits are covered by your insurance company, because to some insurance companies, they're considered exotic. To others, they are considered domestic as they live in people's houses. But you have to know which one believes what before you work on a rabbit or an exotic, because most of them don't cover exotic pets.
Completely off topic, Mary. I apologize. Angie, this is about to be the year of the rabbit
Yes,
as
I
the
know.
new year approaches. So the physical and mental strain it is not for me to pick up all the super gaudy rabbity stuff. Like the big weird gold thing that's full of treats or candy or something, like with a paw. I don't know, but I'm like, ah, must buy for it. No. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so but just on that note there, Angie, that's marketing 101.
Yeah, I'm already on it. Trust me. I'm already on it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I also thought what a great year since your book just came out right before. So I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, this
Yeah, the
needs to be
video
talked
finished about 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
That will go live as
Okay,
soon
okay.
as we're done.
You're way ahead of us.
If you have employees, OSHA is of course going to require certain insurances. Okay. Including and we have two people here with. So Denise and Angie, what kind of insurance do you have for employees?
I don't handle my insurance. I know that's horrible. My husband does that side.
Okay, I do. I work with comp for everybody. Hi, Tiffany. And so everybody has workman's comp, and then
Mhm.
they are what would add-ons, so that each of them are covered under my insurance for injuries to the pet, things like this. So additionally, my landlord is covered under my insurance should someone slip and fall in my parking lot.
Yes.
So that way they can't sue him because it's covered like to $1 million. So you can break pretty much anything and you'll be okay. The insurance guys.
There's also a policy, an add-on, and it's called Inland Marine Insurance. Okay, and what that is that it covers your business when you are working on site. Okay, Tiffany, I see that you're an operations agent or former. You can help answer some questions if people have them. Okay, so Inland Marine Insurance, and they may call it different things under different policies, but basically that is when you're working off-site. So if you're like Angie, you work at your shop. Okay.
Yes.
But if you work, say, at a shelter, that's off-site.
Mhm.
Okay. That type of policy or add-on to your policy would cover you for like theft or your tools or injuries along those lines. Again, you want to make sure you have this conversation with these specialists at the insurance company. Okay. So Tiffany, feel free to add anything you want to add. Do we want to bring her on?
Can we?
Can we bring you on? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get the link. Invite guests.
Nice. Since we're taking this break to invite guests, I got a question off channel. I am drinking Ballatin Caramel Turtle whiskey, and yes, I put flavored whiskey in my nice decanter because I like it.
She's eating.
Oh, she is. She doesn't want to.
All right. Well, then, what is Animal Bailey coverage? Explain what that is.
Animal Bailey coverage, right? That is, just death. Okay. They're gonna cover a specific amount for injuries, or anything other than death. Okay. So, and you're muted, Chris.
No. What?
No.
No.
All right. So again, is Chris trying to talk? Chris, are you trying to talk?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So, okay, and the mistake because I just came on. What about allowing people to stay on my mobile unit when I groom their dog? I guess I never thought about someone falling on my bus. All right, so you want to make sure you have liability insurance. I would ask your insurance specialist at the insurance company specifically that question. The way I handle, because I really did not want people in my van, all right, is I simply said, my insurance doesn't allow it. I'm really sorry. You can't be here. Oh, well. But that's a good question. And again, that is something that you have to specifically ask the insurance specialist at your insurance company, not your agent.
Yeah. And that's something transitioning from house call, I wouldn't even think twice. Like I would want to make sure that's on my policy because I'm used to people being there or wanting to be there.
Mhm.
Sure.
So I'd be like, sure, maybe have a waiver, but waivers don't always work the way we think they work.
Waivers don't always work the way we think they work. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And it could really come down to what the judge, that particular judge, personally thinks about the waiver and whether or not it's enforceable.
Yep.
So, do we have any questions?
I would like
Christian,
I would like to add though, when you're looking at, and this was the other thing about my unfortunate incident that I learned a lot on. Even though the paperwork in bold letters says up, or it said $10,000, it was actually 10 incidences of $1,000 a piece. So make sure you're also So yeah, that's how I was at least able to cash in $1,000, but in the big print, the first page said 10,000, and then when you go into your policy, it was actually 10 $1,000 incidences. So check those numbers.
all right, so Tiffany makes a really good point. All right, again, laws differ from state to state to state, and what is legal in one state may not be legal in another state. Okay, so if you want to know if your waivers are going to hold up in your personal state, then you need to run that by a business attorney. All right, a business attorney is worth their weight in gold. All right, so what's the average cost for an hour of a lawyer's time? Does anyone know off the top of their head? Again, it might be different from state to state.
Dinner.
It depends, but it's generally 150 to 250.
Okay, let's go high. Let's say it's $250 an hour. Okay, Mandy says 300. Okay, let's say $300 an hour. Chris, do you want to add something to that?
I want to say I'm very blessed, and it's dinner for four at a restaurant around the corner, because we're very good friends with a lawyer and her sister. So the four of us go out to eat regularly, and I go, so I got this one, but I have some questions.
All right, so $300 an hour, and let's just say they spend 5 hours of time doing it. That's $1,500. All right, they're not going to spend 5 hours, but let's just say 5 hours, okay? Because he's slow, okay? And you got a lot of paperwork you want to go run past him, okay? So now the flip side to that is that you're just sued for $1 million. Now, as Tiffany points out, you don't actually have to have $1 million to be sued for $1 million, but you can, okay? So $1 million, $1,500. $1 million here, $1,500 here. What's the better price?
Mary, I didn't hear you because I was reading that comment, because that one is a doozy, and I actually have an answer for.
Okay, so the point being, let's just say your lawyer is super expensive, and it's going to run you $1,500 to review all your paperwork. Okay, so $1,500 on this hand. or you're sued for $1 million on this hand because your paperwork was not good. What's the better deal here?
Yeah.
Right.
The lawyer, because it doesn't matter if you have the $1 million. If you get a judgment against you, you're going to be paying that for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, you will.
Facts.
All right, so you want to answer Corey's?
Okay, so to sum up Corey's question, she's mobile, she's done a lot of research on insurance, she's happy with her coverage, but she's not um she knows that no one place can generally cover everything. She has a client who does insurance and covers other groomers and a very successful groomer that she knows and has offered to do her insurance for her. What would you do, and would you cross that line? Um, I personally would tentatively, because I don't perceive it as crossing a line. It's not like a friend zone. You're a professional whose services she uses, and she is a professional who offers services you potentially could use. So I wouldn't necessarily, like, if she's offering to do a barter thing, I wouldn't necessarily do that. Uh, but I would definitely talk to her, look at what she's offering. Since you've done your research, you should have an idea if what she's offering is what you want. So I see it as two professionals networking and not necessarily line crossing. But I would also start the conversation with, well, I'm very happy with what I have now, but I'll be more than but willing to look at what you have to offer. And then if you like it, you like it.
Okay,
And you're
so Tiffany makes a really good point about having an umbrella policy. So umbrella
Yeah.
policies tend to be like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and I'm sure you can go way higher than that. Okay, so and what this is it's going to cover any gaps in insurance. All right, so yes, I have umbrella policies on all of my policies as well too. So the point that Corey that I am trying. What is things went wrong? Not just losing a dog, but my business.
Well,
Uh,
that's to me, that's where approaching it from one professional to the other. That's to me where saying, okay, I'm happy with what I have now, and reading over that policy and reading over everything.
So yeah, make sure you know what you're covered for. Okay. And again, that is, I do it. I don't do it. I used to do it once a year when I was actively mobile grooming. I don't do it once a year now, but it's a phone call. And that phone call to the insurance company, literally, I would be on the phone for like 20 minutes. Okay. So 20 minutes of my time just going over my policy as it appears at their end, because that's all that matters is what's there. And the things that are not, that I think is there and is not there, then I have an opportunity to add on riders and stuff. All right. And so like Tiffany says, insurance is to protect your assets and your income.
Yeah. So and Corey,
Okay.
you know what? A lot of it, I don't know the client, so that's hard to answer. If you're concerned that she's not going to take it professionally, then don't do it. If your gut says, I don't know that I can trust her as a professional, don't do it. If you want to just chat with her about it, feel it out, then yes, but that's a valid concern.
Okay. The one thing I will say with insurance, now this is, I'm going to speak specifically from the mobile groomer end. Shops might be different, all right? But from a mobile groomer perspective, all right, I want to make sure that the company that I'm using is well-versed in the pet industry, right? And so Angie, you want to have,
Yeah, well, I mean, for I was directed when I started my salon. I asked around, who do you guys use for insurance? And I went to Governors because that was the recommendation from many. And I actually spent an hour and a half on the phone with them with a list of questions. And I said, can I get your answers in writing?
Mhm.
And they sent them to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's awesome. Thank you. So anytime I have like everything through them. I have my salon, I have my disability, I have like all the things. It's just, and it's automatic. It just comes out of my bank account, and
Mhm.
it's good. I don't even have to send anything. Love it. So talk to the people at the insurance company in the know and get answers on paper or email, so that you understand what is going on. Um, so Christina said she had a groomer crash her mobile van,
Out
and
of
the
my bank
damage
account.
was
Mhm.
$17,000. Thank goodness they had insurance, and they only have to pay $1,000. Thank goodness.
Mhm.
I
All
hope
right.
everything's
I
okay.
am trying to drop the link for you, but Facebook is being a pill. Did I freeze?
No,
Okay. Let me try it
I
again.
can.
Yeah, see if you can put the link to join for Tiffany.
Sure.
That's a really good
Trying-
question. I don't know.
So no, the question, the link is, I'm going to put it on where you're watching the podcast. All right. So in a reply to you, but Facebook is just not letting me do it. Something about it wants some stars for me to do it, and that's like another discussion for another time. It has to do with the professional settings.
I'm gonna
All right,
I'm gonna
Tiffany,
bite my
check
tongue.
your notifications. Messenger.
Yeah. It's and that's what I did with when I found my accountant. I know it's not exact, but the accountant I use, his daughter is a mobile groomer. So I'm like,
Nice.
okay, he knows
He
the
gets it.
business.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's close enough for me to drive to drop off paperwork. He knows, even though like he's usually not the one that does it, it's his firm, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I have faith.
All right, yeah, my accountant I chose. He was recommended to me from other people in my husband's job. So he does a lot of people who work for the New York City Transit Authority, but his specialty are small businesses. So do you know if Tiffany got it? Because we're going to end up pretty soon.
Yes, I believe so. Let's see.
Well, do we want
Yep,
to, since
she got it.
it's around when we usually wrap up, do we want to say get Tiffany on next week and we'll schedule like a Q&A with an insurance person?
We can
So
do
she'll
that.
be on from the beginning and we can advertise Q&A about
All the
grooming,
things.
insurance, all the insurance things and grooming.
That would be cool. Tiffany,
It
are
would
you
be.
down?
All right, Tiffany, what do you say? Do you want to get this on for next week?
All right. Doesn't like her phone, but maybe do you have like a laptop or a desktop you could hop on for next week?
For next week, and that way people can be
And we could
prepared.
do the whole thing. Insurance with Tiffany.
Oh,
I know 2 whole weeks of insurance.
This would be a hot topic, by the way. I love it.
Awesome.
Okay, so Tiffany will figure it out. We'll send you the link. Okay.
She's got the link. So
Yeah.
Yeah, the link is not going to change. The link is the link. And
And-
you know what? We'll see if we can get some questions up for you. So we're going to wrap it up for today. And next week we will be back with insurance part 2.
Like-
Yeah.
Okay, who did that?
Yeah, Angie, you're
All right.
yeah.
That was me.
All right.
Yeah, no
Good
book.
night, everybody.